something a lot less even-handed because it's the Emmys and nobody cares about
Everyone here hates award shows. I think that's a unanimous opinion.
In fact, I did this today because I think I've actually pushed Hannah Claire to the limit with topics about the Emmys, but it says
because you were like, how can I make Hannah Claire as angry as possible?
Fast and Furious.
We can talk about sequels and award shows. That's pretty much it.
Perfect.
Love it.
So it says Emmys 2022 hits record low with 25% drop in viewers from last year.
Good.
So
5.9 million though. That's still quite a lot, and I'm surprised. Because you can't really fake TV ratings.
That's true. But the magic demographic is 18 to 49, in which they only got like a 1.0, which is equating to like an average episode of like all the pro wrestlings that have like Monday night shows have like get like 1.4s.
Why do you call that the magic demographic?
Because that's where advertisers want to put their money.
That's where the money is.
Oh,
yeah.
those are the
if you're older, they don't give a crap about you. You can go die.
But people older than 49 at this point have more money than 18 to 49,
but not as long to spend it.
Oh,
that's
right.
True too.
So
I guess so.
That's actually one of those things that's really funny. That's like I know it to be true because everyone says that's the magic demographic, but that could be one of those weird old wives' tale. You know who lost the most when phones and the internet became a thing? I talk about this all the time. Precocious children. Because you can no longer believe anytime a kid says something funny and the person's like, my kid said something funny. Nobody believes it anymore.
Believes you anymore.
But also old
True.
wives' tales and aunts and like stories from your aunt that you just
because now you can just fact check it on Google. That's such a death of culture, right?
If you shave more, your beard will grow back in faster. Wrong. You may have believed it your whole life, but
you might have been better off believing it your whole life too.
Yeah. So I sidetracked.
Sorry.
I sidetracked.
Back to Emmys.
Anyway.
I sidetracked myself. TV's biggest night of 2022 is its smallest in history. Well, is that not an opening statement or what? The 74th annual Emmy Awards Monday, hosted by Kenan Thompson, attracted 5.9 million viewers to NBC, a 25% decrease in viewership from last year's award show. Well, I guess, do we consider last year like pandemic appropriate, or is 2020 the only one that counted?
I think 21 counted.
Late 2021 is still like, we're trying to get back to normal.
Yeah. Right.
I don't think they wore masks at that one, did they?
I don't know. That was we're going to talk about that in a little bit with Bill Hader.
Yeah.
So it says,
I know.
Since the advent of streaming apps, the diversity of television offered today has posted a challenge for the Emmy producers, now unable to find a more cohesive audience. That is the death of culture, the death of any type of cohesion in our society. And let's face it, nobody gives a crap about watching a bunch of rich people pat themselves on the back.
I mean, we were just talking about Jimmy Kimmel because he is such a subpar comedian, and about how he represents the death of late night television.
You know, in that article, they called him like a legend of comedy, and all the comments were like, "Excuse me,
a legend of comedy."
They called him like.
I don't think Jimmy Kimmel has made me laugh even once. Not even a slight exhale from my nostrils.
He's here for clapter. He doesn't make you laugh. He's here to make you clap.
Someone said like,
no, he was on the Man Show. The Man Show was awesome.
That's
the
true.
mark of a good comedian is knowing when the joke is over.
Yes,
he failed to find out that the joke was over.
Joke's over.
I mean, to be fair, like I'll give him the benefit of the doubt here. Everyone hits and misses, and if you're on TV for long enough, that's fine.
Okay, but have you ever laughed at a joke Jimmy Kimmel
honestly,
told?
But the joke he told was basically where he sits on the floor while Quinta Brunson gives her speech, and he should have known, given the audience that he's courted, much like I comment about how J.K. Rowling.
She did it to herself.
Is it Rowling or Rowling?
I say Rowling.
So do I, but somebody in the super chats
I've never
yelled
heard
at me.
her say her last name out loud, so I would believe her on it.
Yeah, okay. So it says, since the advent of streaming apps, they're talking about the diversity of television. The last time the show tracked for double digits was in 2018, which is 10.2 million. That even is high.
There's a lot more viewership on the aftermath of the Emmys than the actual Emmys. It's kind of...
interesting.
It's weird because people talk more about what people wore on the red carpet.
That's true.
Than anything that happened on the actual broadcast, or recaps and quotes from speeches that people made. And to go back to Jimmy Kimmel, because I want to make fun of him one more time.
Yes, do it.
We support that here.
Yes.
His joke did not match the tone of the award show because people give acceptance speeches that are extremely emotional. I'm not saying that that's valid or like even genuine from them, but like you're obviously going to get backlash for, you know, making a joke out of someone's very serious acceptance speech moment.
All the articles talked about, they're like, the comedy was subpar, but the speeches, they were so powerful.
Because I love watching celebrities cry
and pat themselves
on the back.
Like, I only need to hear Lizzo tell me how much she's overcome so many times.
I can't help feeling that award shows used to be a cultural staple.
They were.
And they're not anymore.
2000.
Because they've gone woke. This is a case of get woke, go broke.
I don't think that's what
You don't think that's it?
On a whole, culturally, yes.
Convince me.
Well, there's an oversaturation of media as well, so I don't think people are interested in that.
I don't care. It's not that. It's that the veneer of what a celebrity is gone. There is no statesman celebrity, and there's
social media.
Social media has ruined it.
Yep.
You have instant access to these people all the time.
All of the late night hosts survive off of YouTube.
Yep.
Yeah, that's
true
too.
They the last time that they had their biggest show of all time was in the year 2000. 21.8 million people watched that.
It was 22 years
ago.
The
Emmys, you mean?
The Emmys.
Wow.
So the idea here is like, these people, there used to be an air of mystery and an air what would the term be? Elegance and
dignity, grace.
Statesmanship is the one you keep saying.
Yes,
it's almost
the day that Twitter got invented, the celebrity died because they do not know how to just turn the other cheek and be the bigger person.
Some of them are. People like Anne Hathaway. I saw an Instagram post about her. They're like, she's unproblematic. And I was like, thinking about that. I was like,
it's because she doesn't have a social media presence.
It's because she
Denzel
stays on social media.
Denzel Washington. I'm not saying 100%. All of them.
There are a lot of celebrities who were already famous for a long time before social media came to be.
Yep.
And they either stayed off of it or they allowed a team of employees to manage it for them
properly.
And that's why they're considered unproblematic. Now, it's almost insulting because people think that you're equivalent to whatever your public face is.
Yeah.
But you could be like a little more private if you have someone else managing your social media. You don't. I personally like the democracy of being able to go on Twitter and yell Elon Musk, not just because he's responded to me a few times. He is my buddy. He's responded to me a few times, which has been like, wow, that's crazy. This man has too much time on his hands. But it's like, I like the idea of being able to yell at President Biden or whoever is in office.
Elon just developed like a clone, like he's got like a clone of himself, a digital clone that just tweets for him.
That makes
like
sense.
He doesn't have to tweet and be alive. He can just be alive, and then an alternate version of him tweets for him.
He's using the metaverse.
Yeah,
he's just thinking tweets and they pop out.
But
while he's doing other stuff.
The thing here to me is that there used to be a certain amount of like you were invited in to watch them in this very important moment when this happened.
Yeah, it was like
now they're just annoying you on social media all the time,
and you're like, go away.
Because every viral moment is expected to be treated with the same
gravitas.
The only thing I like
reverence.
The only thing I like about award shows is when that guy, it's like this one director comes in with the super slow motion camera that's like 500 frames a second, and they do the sweeping camera shot.
That's pretty cool.
And it's I know the Daily Wire tried to do it at like one of their premieres.
At the Ryman, yeah.
And it's that's
how'd
the
it go
one.
for them?
It didn't. I mean, it wasn't the same thing. It's like, but it also, I felt that he shouldn't do that. I was like, that's their thing. You guys should come up with. They should have had like a guy purposely run through and do it. And make
that's
it fun.
Yeah,
like
a selfie stick or something.
Like
that'd been awesome.
Or like put a GoPro on a dog or something.
That would be funny.
That'd be awesome. I understand like the Daily Wire is trying to create culture though, so I understand kind of wanting to steal some of those ideas and then co-opt them and kind of turn them into something obviously we
do the
better.
same thing but use like a worse camera. Like
yeah.
Well, I don't know.
Camera.
There's something about stealing the highbrow from the people who believe it's theirs.
Do your own highbrow. They can. That's fun.
Yeah.
But I guess to me, it's like, why would it? Maybe back in the day, there was just more give from you because you believed they were good people and you had no reason to be contentious with them. So it was cool to watch them win an awards because your only emotion was connected to the work they did.
Yeah.
Now your emotion is connected to the things they actually
all
say.
the things they post.
Yeah.
Right.
Exactly.
It's
which
ruined so
aren't
many.
even necessarily the things they personally believe.
No, they're forced into
it. It's all just image focused.
I cannot tell you guys how many actors and how many movies this has ruined for me because I see what they say on Twitter. Like, I will never look at Ron Perlman the same. In my mind, he's actually deranged. Like, there's no way that
poor
get
Ron Perlman.
But does that mean you can't see an actor's work the same way?
It's hard for me. And I know it's not the same for everyone. Some people are actually able to fully separate the art and the
I've
artist.
gotten much better at that.
Yeah, I feel like it takes a lot of practice.
You literally have no choice.
You don't have a choice. Also, I don't go out of my way to seek their opinions on stuff. I just know Ron Perlman is nuts.
Poor guy.
I don't.
Something's
beyond
going on with him.
Beyond that, it's like I don't really care. I can still watch Sons of Anarchy and enjoy it.
And I will say that if somebody is acting particularly deranged on social media, it's usually not because of the thing they're yelling about. And this is the same in real life. If somebody's screaming about something, odds are really, really good that they're not actually yelling about that. There's something else going on. So
this situation reminds me of Reservoir Dogs.
Oh yeah,
I love it when Mary gives us a good pop culture movie.
That's
reference.
right. Thanks.
Well, just the conversation around it, because the showrunner seemed so overly focused on the awards.
Oh, Reservation Dogs.
Oh yeah, Reservoir Dogs.
Yeah.
I was like, Reservoir Dogs. Oh, interesting.
He represents the type of person who attends these events in person and ascribes a certain value to these titles that no one else even pays attention to these days. Like, because the award show culture is dead, only the people who attend these events in person believe in the significance of it. So Reservation Dogs, it's loved generally by the audience, and it's extremely successful, but he's almost sabotaging his own show by paying too much attention to critical
That part really
reviews.
bothered me. I don't know if you were on that episode with us, Lydia, but that basically he said that the only possible reason that his show didn't win an Emmy was because of racism, and I was very bothered by that.
So
One, because it's
he
a
was
really
like,
good show.
there's no other explanation.
Yeah. One, because it was a very good show. Two, because most of the interview is extremely...
Thank you.
Thank you. Most of the show is extremely... most of the interview is extremely fair and even-handed until those last few questions.
Yeah.
And it just ruined it for me. But then also, I think back to like this year, Better Call Saul didn't get
That's exactly
nothing.
what I thought of.
Not nothing.
People believe that Better Call Saul has been completely snubbed
Is that because of
by
racism?
the Emmys. They've been nominated, 46 times?
Not one.
And they have not won any. But that doesn't change the enthusiasm fans have for Better Call Saul.
Exactly.
So why do the awards matter anymore?
It didn't matter at all.
The truth is, it only matters to the people who are invited to these events.
Which it's a big club.
You ain't in it.
It's a big club and you're not in it, and you're glad to not be
You're really
in it.
glad you're not in it.
And
It would suck to be in that club.
I agree.
And in case anyone was wondering about virtue signaling, besides there's multi-tier virtue signaling. So we've got
elaborate.
we've got award show like thank yous where they virtue signal. We've got all different types, but then we've got Bill Hader who showed up,
one. Yeah,
and he was the only one who masked up at the end.
Thank you.
Oh, thank goodness. What a relief. This healthy
the
young
only
man
one who cares about our lives.
But my favorite part here was basically it's all the comments are like, as somebody like, I get it. Okay, people are upset that like they're like, I've still got conditions. I've got what do you call it? Comorbidities.
People have their reasons that they take certain precautions. We totally understand that.
But they don't.
But when it's in the public eye, that's a different situation.
Yep.
And when for the past year plus, the service staff at all of these celebrity events is wearing masks, and the celebrities are not subject to the same rules, we can't take your gesture in good faith.
When you see all of the staff wearing masks and all of the celebrities not wearing masks, I just get very annoyed.
That feels so dystopian
Yes,
to me.
it
Like
does.
straight out of the Hunger Games, honestly.
So there's literally all sorts of tweets of people talking about how he was the only one wearing masks. So I love that they like paid
Congratulating him
attention.
for it?
It says members of the disabled community also cheered Hader on. According to the CDC, some people with disabilities might be more likely to get infected or have severe illness because of underlying medical conditions, congregate living settings, or systematic health and social inequities.
Probably oppression is coming in.
I don't know what inequity has to do with it, but
that's funny.
We are in the end times. But this is my favorite.
It's just the ultimate virtue signaling.
It is. This is my favorite, though. This is from the handle at COVID is not over. That's the name of the group.
Let's hear what this person has to say.
Thanks for your input.
Right.
Sorry, hashtag or @ symbol COVID_ is not over.
Oh, okay.
A Toronto-based
shout out.
Yes, a Toronto-based group that describes itself as a disabled individuals and folks who still care about COVID who are being left behind and forced to fend for themselves. So there's I don't know how they're being forced to fend for themselves. Everyone's kind of fending for themselves.
Yeah, we're adults.
Bill Hader's wearing a mask at the Emmys tonight. Thank you, Bill. So it is a virtue signal. It's absolutely a virtue signal.
I just want to reiterate the supposed allegations that have come out from Anna Kendrick recently.
Oh, yeah, I forgot about
that. Bill Hader is abusive.
Interesting.
Some people think that. I don't know the truth. You can't know the truth. It's a private matter. But I just want to say it's not surprising to see a virtue signal from someone who is possibly quite a vile person in private, behind closed doors, when the stakes aren't in their face.
But can I ask a question? Just to be fair to him and to everyone else, for a long time, we kind of were under that impression that if you chose not to wear a mask, you were standing up for something because everyone else was, right? Is it fair to at least say that because now nobody else is doing it, he chooses to do it? Does that make him also equally as brave as those who... I'm trying to steel man this argument as if...
You can steel man it, but I think that it falls apart because no one is being required to not wear masks. Whereas people were being required to wear masks.
As long as he's not telling everyone else you're a bad person for not wearing one.
Look, you can wear a mask if you want. If you are immunocompromised, I think you should wear a mask. Absolutely. I think that's in your own best interest. And as an independent adult living an independent life and doing your own thing, fending for yourself, apparently some people are calling that. I think that's absolutely the most upright step you could take. That shows character.
I think he wanted to stand out by doing that.
Right,
though.
sure.
I don't know.
At least he didn't put a logo on the mask.
Yeah, it's honestly.
I'm surprised that didn't end up happening. That's a perfect place for selling ads.
Yeah.
Thanks for watching this clip, guys. If you want to see full episodes or follow us on social media, links are in the description below. Bye.